welcome to the Empower Hour, guys. I'm your host, Maile Scarpino, and today I am here with Chris Rains and Pauline Chu. They're the creators and owners of Fitness Rains here on Oahu. It's an awesome place. We're going to talk more about it and talk about what they do there. And so let's just jump into it. Who are you and what do you do?
I'm Chris Rains. This is Pauline. We have a gym called Fitness Rains in town. We help people feel better. We teach people exercise. We teach them how to move their bodies around better and get them great results with their fitness and help them live better, more fulfilling lives.
And what kind of exercise do you promote?
What kind of exercise do we promote? You mean like what is my like training philosophy?
Yeah, or like, because I know when I've gone with you, sometimes we do boot camps, and then I know you guys do special training for people that are a little bit heavier, right?
So we do different kinds of training. As far as programs go, we have both personal training as well as group training programs in our gym.
Okay.
Some of the people that we train are athletes. And a lot of the people that we train are just your normal everyday folks who want to feel good, want to get in shape, and are looking for a solution.
And so why don't you guys tell us like who you are, like how you got started in the business or your background and just how you got here. It doesn't have to be related to Fitness Rains.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure. A long time ago, out of high school, I was overweight. I was always a heavy kid, and the kids who always look really good and ate whatever they wanted. I definitely wasn't one of those kids. After high school, it got a lot worse. I was in a comfortable relationship, and I was up to about 240 pounds. And so my fitness journey started with me losing a whole bunch of weight.
Okay.
After I'd lost a whole bunch of weight, I helped a couple friends lose weight and worked with them on their nutrition, worked with them on training. They made a lot of progress as well. And after that, I just figured, wow, I can do this pretty good, and it feels really good to help people. So I got my first job as a trainer, and I've been doing it ever since.
And where was your first job as a trainer?
It was for a big box gym. It's for a big box gym, yeah. Just go to work. They give you a couple clients to sign up for a long-term membership, and you get to practice your training on them.
Okay. And Pauline, how did you get started in all of this, or what's your background?
It's interesting. Fitness was kind of a long-term process for me because I pretty much didn't exercise in my entire life until very recently, where I was basically invited to not really compete, but attend in an event, a 100-kilometer event, and I figured I better do something to kind of practice for it.
What was the event? Was it running? Or?
It was actually a 100-kilometer hike through the mountains in Hong Kong.
Oh my
for
gosh.
the Oxfam charity. So it was like it was a monumental event for me in my life. And I just started working out at that point in time. And I thought after this event, I'm not going to work out anymore because that was it. But, you catch the fitness bug and it becomes hopefully a lifelong passion. But I kind of stumbled into this whole fitness reality.
And when you say catch the fitness bug, what does that feel like? Because some people out there haven't caught it yet. They don't know what it's like.
Yeah, I think for me it was not a very thoughtful process. I really did stumble on it. It just kind of fell on my lap, and I thought I'd give it a try. And sometimes maybe we overthink it. It's like, oh, I got to do this, or I got to do that. Oh, I never thought, oh, I got to work out. But as it turned out, it found me more than anything. And yeah, I'm quite attached to it. I feel different when I don't work out, and it just feels wonderful to work out.
And it was actually pretty neat because my first competition that I did in bikini, what was it, Ikaika?
Ikaika, yeah.
Pauline was there, and she competed too. So we both kind of got to experience that for the first time.
Yeah.
And she looked amazing, and she did really good. And it was
Yes,
exciting. And Chris, you trained her, right?
I did.
Yeah. How exciting is that?
It was a very interesting experience.
Did you learn a lot along the way, or did you kind of
Sure.
know stuff already? Or?
You know, my original background started, I was into bodybuilding. Some of my first coaches, they were bodybuilding type of trainers. And so I got to, you know, apply a lot of the things that I'd learned in the past. And, you know, a lot of it was familiar. There was a lot of new things as well. It was a lot of fun.
And, like, okay, so let's talk about Fitness Reigns now. Like, how did Fitness Reigns get started? Because I know when I stumbled upon it, it was just because of Lululemon and the people I work with. And Jules was like, let's go to Fitness Reigns. And I was like, okay, I'll be there. And then I went and was like, oh my gosh.
You didn't know what you were getting yourself into.
I had no clue what I was getting myself into. It's like, it's an awesome facility. There's everything there you could think of. And just the community and the atmosphere there is like awesome. That's what I know. And like, I remembered loving about it. And I still love it. I just need to come back and find the time to come back. But like, how did you create that? Because not every place is like that.
Well, one of the things that I like to do is gather information from a lot of different places. We don't have, you know, one set in stone training philosophy, but it's something that's constantly evolving, and it comes from a lot of different places. You know how Bruce Lee says, absorb what is useful and reject what is useless. You know, take the good things and filter out the bad things. So I looked all over the place, and then I try and figure out, you know, who's doing the best stuff, and what things can we take from it and make it our own. And so I think our training has become, you know, a combination of all these different things that I've found throughout the country or throughout the world. And it's pretty unique. I haven't seen a whole lot of it here in Hawaii.
But I think in terms of the physical space, you know, you've seen our facility now and you've seen our facility before, that tiny space. So, you know, and prior to that, Chris was renting space. So it's kind of just grown exponentially from, you know, borrowing space to having your own space, a small 600 and something square foot space, to growing to a, you know, 2,800 square foot space where we feel like we're almost outgrowing it right now, and it's a good problem to have, but you're always thinking of, you know, what's next, and not just what's next in training methods and doing more for our clients, but, you know, what's next to build out what it is that we're
For
doing.
the business.
Yeah.
How did you know that you wanted to like start something, that you just didn't want to train out of another person's gym? Or because there is a business aspect to that, and a lot of people don't know how to get started, or they don't know what it takes or what's involved, or you know, you want to talk about that a little bit?
Sure. I'm not great at following rules.
No, you're not.
So I figured if I had my own place, then I could make the rules, and so far so good. That was the main reason. I mean, just having my own space gave me flexibility. Like when I was working for, or when I was renting space at a place, I was limited to what was in their gym, equipment and space-wise. And when I got my own place, one of the great things about it was I was able to help a lot more people. I was able to set it up exactly how I wanted it, put exactly the equipment that I wanted, and arrange it, you know, in the way that I saw perfect. And so it made me more efficient at helping people, and I could reach a larger number of people.
And going off of that, like helping people, because you guys do help a lot of people, and this is the Empower Hour. So how do you guys feel that like you empower people or help motivate them? Or we'll start with that.
Well, I think that the first thing that is like you mentioned, our gym is a very unique atmosphere. It's very positive and very supportive, and I think that one of the most important parts about helping people is getting them to feel comfortable in the gym. A lot of the people that we help are not workout people at all. We get a lot of people that you know, are completely sedentary, and you know, somehow they find us, and so when they walk through the door, the last thing that they want to feel is, intimidated by stuff, or have someone make them feel like they don't know what's going on.
And you firsthand kind of know what that felt like growing up then as a kid.
Yeah, because I was not, a sports person. I wasn't one of those athletic kids. So when I was 240 pounds and I walked into a gym, I was totally uncomfortable.
Right.
I was wearing a hoodie. I put my hood over. I had sweatpants on, and you get in there and you look at all this stuff and you go, oh my gosh, what do I do? And you don't know where to go or what to do. All you know is that, I want to lose some weight, and that's it. And then you've got all this stuff.
Do you think there's a stigma that comes with being overweight and going to a gym?
I think that most people who are, the thing with the big gyms, they count on you not coming.
Yeah.
You go sign up there, and the way that they make money is all these people who come sign up and never use the gym.
Right.
Our gym is not like that at all. Every single member that we have, every single one, and I'm not just saying this, every single member always comes consistently. So I think that overweight people are intimidated by the gym, but they're exactly the ones that we need to make feel comfortable.
Mm-hmm. And so how exactly do you make them feel comfortable?
Mm-hmm. Just compassion. I think that, you can't fake this. You can't fake wanting to help people. Mm-hmm. And so I think that one of the most important parts, both about business and about helping people, is that you're really passionate about, wanting to help people live better lives. Mm-hmm. And so one of the things that it's really important to us when we're bringing new trainers on, that's what we're looking for. We're looking for really good people who are passionate about helping others. Because if they're not, if they're one of those people or trainers who are lifting up their shirts and looking at their abs in the mirror, or
we've all seen those, right?
If they're just, if they're just a former athlete who just doesn't know anything other than fitness, and so they think, oh well, I better train people. Mm-hmm. That's not who we're looking for. We're looking for people who really want to help others. Mm-hmm.
So what do you, besides having passion, what else do you think is very important as a trainer that you have and that you bestow on your client when you're training them?
Patience, understanding, meeting them in the middle and seeing where they're coming from, what kind of things they've done in the past, what their experience is, whether they played sports as a child, their emotional state when they're coming in is really important. And, it's not just about exercise. A lot of the things that we do are soft skills, and so you have to really be able to relate to the person, because, when they come in, they see a fitness trainer and they probably live a completely different lifestyle, and
right.
You have no idea what that is. So they might eat out every meal, and they might, they don't think about any protein, carbs, or fat. I mean, all of that is a foreign language to them, and it means nothing. So you have to be able to put yourself in their shoes and see where they're coming from. And I think when you understand who it is that you're talking to, I think you can do a better job helping them. And I think that, for me, I think that I have an advantage because, I come from that. I come from McDonald's and supersized sodas, and that was the lifestyle that I knew.
And you're just good at relating to people too. I feel like you understand them pretty well.
People skills definitely a big one, and I think another one is for our trainers is willingness to learn new things that they never feel complete. That theirs is a lifelong journey.
That they're always wanting more and striving to learn more.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Absolutely.
Well, with that, we're going to take a quick break, and we will be back. This is the Empower Hour. I am here with Chris Rains and Pauline Chu, and I'm your host, Maile Scarpino. See you in a few.
Aloha, my name is Paul Jackson, better known as PJ, and my local interest is in sports. I have my own sports radio show at KWAI AM 1080 that you can stream live. I also have my own website, pjsportsradio.com. We have live guests in studio, and we talk about discussions and topics that everyone wants to know locally here on the islands. We cover everything from surfing to basketball to whatever's going on locally, sports-wise. We try to do our best and cover the topics in depth as much as we can. Once again, thank you for joining PJ here on Hawaii Sports Update. Mahalo.
Awesome. Welcome back, guys, to the Empower Hour. I'm your host, Maile Scarpino. I am here with Chris Rains and Pauline Chu. They are the creators and owners of Fitness Rains here on Oahu. Go check it out. So we're just gonna jump right back into it. And
Let's do it.
so yeah, I love it. That's how Chris is all the time. He's awesome. He stands there and puts more weight on the sled, or
just yells at you.
Yeah, but he just stands there so nonchalant and like very comfortable, and you're over there like sweating and dying. But I love it. I love working hard for you guys. It's fun. Or breaking your walls. Like I did that one time.
Yeah. We should have brought that picture.
That was horrible. So what else encompasses your life? Like, because you guys are normal day-to-day people too, and you guys have different backgrounds just besides sports. Or I know you worked for IBM, which is really cool.
Yeah, that was way out there. Yeah, our backgrounds are extremely different. As I mentioned that, I did not come from the fitness world or sports or anything athletic. But yeah, having led the corporate life and, working for those kind of clients where it's very big organizations where you never really know, the outcome of your work, and you never really know what your touch points are. Like you could work on a project for months or years and never realize, the effect of it. But being at the gym and spending my time with Chris and his team now, it's like everything we do touches a human being. Like even within the minute or, within the few months that, they work towards their target, like it's like immediate gratification. It's like I'm spoiled that way, that, you work and you just feel great.
And you see something immediately.
Yeah, and it touches somebody. Maybe they're not feeling good or great, but, you have a chance to make that better every day.
And empower them.
Totally, yeah.
And you guys are about that. We were talking about that earlier, and we were talking about like training, what a good trainer has. What do you think empowers somebody? You were kind of like touching bases on like mental components too, about making them feel comfortable, and what else do you think empowers people in day-to-day life just to be the best that they can be?
Well, I think a large part is, feeling connected to something that, there's a lot of stuff that goes outside, the gym, and people have lives outside the gym, but when they come in to the gym, we are our own world, and, it's empowering to be there because whatever they accomplish in the hour that they're there, it's pretty incredible. I mean, you felt it.
Yeah.
And whatever energy we expend in there pays back tenfold, I think, outside the gym. It's totally empowering to accomplish that for yourself inside the gym. And I think, our clients feel comfortable in the gym, as uncomfortable as working out is often. They got themselves in the gym. They got themselves through that door. They put aside a lot of stuff that was going on in the day, and they somehow got themselves to the gym. So that in of itself is an accomplishment, and finishing the workout, that's another accomplishment, and going home back to, going back to work, whatever, like you can't but feel positive after that experience.
Because you've gotten up and you've done something, and
it's so hard to get in there.
It is.
Yeah.
And how do you guys do, like, because your schedule, I read that card like every day when I'm working, I'm like 5 a.m., 6 a.m., right? Because you guys have a class 5 a.m. And how do you guys get up at that time? And
well, we don't get up at that time, but it's, the team's great because everybody's hours are staggered, that we all got each other.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
So you guys stagger it. So
oh, yeah.
Okay.
Nobody does like a 4 a.m. personal training appointment after closing out at 9 p.m. the night before.
Oh, that's nice.
So that's the beauty of the team. We have our night owls and we have our early risers, and pretty much, we try to fit the gym schedule into their lives. And we hope, our trainers are feeling the joy of being there at the gym as well.
I'm sure they are. I know Jesse a little bit, right? He's a character. He
could live there if he wanted.
Yeah, it seems like he really enjoys what he does all the time.
They all love being there. I don't hope. I'm positive. Like that's you know, we want them to enjoy it as much as we want our clients to enjoy it. In order for the place to be great, everybody has to love being there, especially the people who are, you know, leading the way. So if there's anything that we can do to make it better, we're always trying to improve.
So I know you guys have this program, right, where you have people come in and then you train them, right? And then they learn how to be a trainer, and then can you explain that more?
Yeah, we roll out an internship program every once in a while, and
That's what it is.
we basically select candidates to come on board with us. And I guess we've learned from experience that it's much better to bring our candidates in through the internship program, because we need to see if there's a fit both ways. You know, some people come in fully credentialed and they look great on paper, and some people, you know, pretty much come in as a blank slate, and those are also great candidates as well. So we learn a lot. They see if they like our environment, if they like, you know, our clients, the way we train up and what we do. And so we've had many successes that way, and some people decide that it's not for them, and or we decide that there's not a fit, and it's just a great way to kind of experiment with each other.
It is, and rather lead somebody in rather than just hiring somebody without really knowing.
Yeah, exactly.
And they can understand
For sure.
the program and you guys better too, and what your goals are and ambitions.
Yeah. We want to see their, you know, their personalities, their characters. All the training stuff we can teach, and we almost prefer to teach because we don't want someone who's carrying a raft. I don't know if you've ever heard the parable about the guy who had to cross the river. He couldn't swim, and so he has to find some way to get across, and he eventually settles on a raft. He makes it across the river, and he thinks the raft is so great that he decides to carry it around with him everywhere on dry land, and then eventually he becomes known as the raft guy. Okay,
Never heard this.
No, and so he's the raft guy, and he kind of likes it. And he's like, oh yeah, I'm the raft guy. Rafts are awesome, you know, planes and cars and trains, all of that's junk. Rafts are the way to go. And eventually, you know, carrying that raft everywhere with him starts to weigh him down when there's other ways that could be better to do it. And so what helped him to, you know, conquer something one time eventually, you know, becomes a weight that he carries. And so we want to make sure that the people that we bring on are open-minded and willing to learn and aren't just carrying their raft with them.
So that raft is like a synonym for like their theory on training or what they think it should be.
Right.
It was their go-to.
We're always looking for the truth. We're always looking for more efficient ways to do things.
So how have you guys evolved?
Actually, you asked a question earlier, like, you know, kind of what goes on in our daily life.
Yeah.
And one of the passions that we do have, and we're fortunate enough to partake in, is lots of travel.
Yeah, you guys just went to China, right?
We went to Japan.
Okay.
And then we just came back from Colorado over the holidays.
I was off. Okay.
So yeah, it was just traveling really opens up your horizons on, you know, so many things. So, you know, we do our personal stuff, but we also like to visit lots of gyms when we're away and see different kinds of facilities. And when I had lived in Montreal, I had actually, unbeknownst to me, been going to a gym with almost a world-renowned trainer. So that was pretty incredible, you know, to kind of have that experience under your belt. And, you know, we try to go back when we can, and just to see what's out there. I mean, there's some really great facilities, really great trainers, really great methods that's out there, and some not so great. So it's always a great reflective opportunity to see what we do, what we could do better, things that don't work so well. Just, yeah, get a lay of the land all the time.
I know you're talking about when you guys were in Colorado and the facility that you saw there. That was pretty neat. And you said they were working with like younger children?
Yes. If you ever have a chance to look up Woodward, apparently they were a private entity that was recently bought out, and they basically operate these training facilities, mostly in the mainland U.S.
Oh, we did get the picture.
Oh, awesome.
Zuri's pretty awesome.
That place was killer.
With technology.
This is, I think, the epitome of developing children or even adults, or any hobbyist with whatever their passion is. So this facility was a fun place for kids and Chris to learn and improve their snowboarding, and there was skateboarding, and there's, I guess you could also do trampoline, but it was predominantly for boarding. And it was totally clean, safe, professional environment where you could do the craziest things, and you've got really great coaches. And apparently they've just opened a new location in China, so they're on an expansion mode. But it was just a fantastic opportunity. Like, I looked at it from a service delivery. How did they do what they do for their clients? And Chris looked at it from a client experience where he actually went out there, in those foam pits and nearly killed himself, kind of thing.
The coolest thing was usually, we go to these gyms and I already know what I'm looking at, and I can, I see what they're doing, and I'm looking at their methods and the structure of, what they've got going on. This was completely, not what I was used to. And I love snowboarding, but I don't do park tricks. And so when I saw this online, I was like, oh my God, like, I can practice jumping and learn how to do, jumps off ramps without, busting my head open and falling constantly.
And be able, yeah.
Yeah, so it was really, really cool to go in and to be coached in something that I'm not familiar with.
And to be coached
really
yourself.
Amazing, yeah.
That's so cool. And the picture that just came up too, that was
Jake Clark.
Jake Clark.
Jake Clark, Olympic wrestler. Amazing.
How do you know him? Why is he here?
Well, it's Edie and Jake. They'd found us online. Jake, did the Olympic Games and wrestled in it, and he was out for a little while, and he comes to Hawaii, and he does a lot of charitable work around the Pacific. He flew down to Chuuk, and he works with the kids down there, and just helps out of the kindness of his heart and just trying to spread the love of wrestling. He's an amazing individual and a really great person, and he comes into Fitness Reigns to get his training in while he's in Hawaii.
Get back on that Olympic team.
What's something that you guys do when he's how do you make him sweat?
Well, with our athletes, everything is very, very specific, and so we look at the energy needs of someone's sport. We look at his, an athlete's movement and see how they're moving, where their limitations are, what things could be holding them back, how much power this athlete needs, how much endurance, how much strength, and we've develop a specific plan based on the needs of the athlete.
So being that I played volleyball, and that's really all that I know, okay, I come in and I have a horrible vertical. What do you do with me?
Well, first we'll take a look at your movement. So we assess. If you're not assessing, then you're just guessing. You have to know where someone is and have a specific goal, and then you train to meet that goal. So sometimes, not everyone's program is going to look exactly the same. They might do a lot of similar things, but almost every program is going to have, some amount of mobility, flexibility, and, plyometrics, a power component, sometimes Olympic lifting, a strength component, conditioning component, and the exercises that we use depend on the individual.
Oh, there you have it. So we're going to take a little commercial break, and we'll be back. I'm Maile Scarpino, your host. I am here with Chris Reigns and Pauline Chu, owners and creators of Fitness Reigns, and we'll see you in a couple minutes. Thanks.
Aloha, I'm Kili'i Akina, president of the Grassroot Institute and host on Ehana Kako, a weekly program on the ThinkTech Hawaii broadcast network. Ehana Kako means let's work together. Think of the sad alternative, let's not work together. Here in Hawaii, with all of our diversity and the richness of the people, it's important for us to come together around issues on the basis of what's right and what's good and what's going to serve the common good. And that's what we try to do at Ehana Kako. Every week we interview movers and shakers, people in government, business and other sectors of society to talk about how to create together a better government, economy, a better world here in Hawaii that can bless the rest of the world. I thank you for your attention to ThinkTech Hawaii, and we look forward to seeing you every Monday, 2 to 3 p.m. on the ThinkTech Hawaii Broadcast Network. We're Ehana Kako, and we wish you well. Aloha.
Welcome back, guys. I'm Maile Scarpino. I'm your host of the Empower Hour. You can't really see my arm. Now let's do this one. There we go. I'm here with Chris Rains and Pauline Chu, creators and owners of Fitness Rains. I'm so glad they're here with me today. Yay! Yay! Yeah! So we were just talking about different gyms around the U.S. and that you guys travel a lot, and that's partly how you guys learn about new techniques that you want to bring in. And so that's what I wanted to ask you. Yeah, how did you guys, like, what are different things that you guys have gone through, different trends that you guys have brought into your gym and that worked for a while, or that maybe you still have, or?
Well, like I said, our gym is constantly evolving. We're always seeking out the truth. We're always trying to find what works the best. So whether it's traveling, to Montreal or to Washington State, meeting either John Chamberg or Joel Jameson, or we want to find out who's doing the best stuff and what can we learn from them.
And do you find that like a specific type of training is best, or like do people in martial arts offer the best training, or maybe people in more central sport related like soccer, basketball, or I don't know what else is there, CrossFit?
I don't think that there's any one particular methods that's best. There's a saying that goes, methods are many, principles are few. Methods change all the time, and principles never do. So like the story I told you about the raft, that was a little weird story, but
I liked it.
What I was getting at is that we use a principle-centered approach rather than, viewing everything, if you see everything as a nail, then you're always going to use the hammer and you're just going to smash everything. So instead of trying to, use our philosophy on everything, we try to be fluid and try to adapt, try to find what's going to work the best. So there's not any one thing in particular, and there's not any one form of training, but it's a constant process and evolution.
And you guys have been doing this for a while, so have you guys found anything that's really difficult in running your own fitness business over the years, or getting it started?
Well, one of the hard parts about having a fitness business is getting clients. You have to bring in a whole bunch of people and find people to train, because no matter what if there's no people to train, you're not going to last for very long. So getting a consistent flow of people coming in, taking really good care of them, and so you have people who stay.
And how did you originally get your clientele?
How did I originally get my clientele?
Was it just, Hawaii's pretty small. It's kind of like word of mouth a lot of times, right?
A lot of people find us on our website. We have tons of before and after pictures. Check out fitnessrains.com. We have lots of before and after pictures, and so people can see that we're not just talking about fitness, but that we're really delivering. We don't just have a before picture of a bikini competitor who's just off season and gaining and then gets in shape, but we have normal people, sedentary people who are not exercise people, and we can get them to make not just little changes, but radical changes.
We just had up some of their clients right there.
Oh, the Three Amigos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can see there's all different kinds of clients at Fitness Rains, all different kinds of ages.
Yep. And there's Francis. And his son, Jeff. Jeff was actually the first one to come. Jeff came in and he, I think he had a little bit of doubt when he came in, but he was brave. He was willing to give it a shot, and he stuck with it. He followed the program. I think that before and after picture there's about 6 months between it.
Oh, wow.
And he was so stoked that he brought, who were the first ones? It was maybe his his kids in.
When I went, yeah, both of his sons were there pushing the sled with me, and I was like, geez Louise, these kids are half my size, and they're going faster than me. Yeah, they were
So they're baseball kids, and so they want to play their sport better, and you know, we helped them, and then he brought his dad in, and you saw what happened, and now his wife comes too as well.
Oh, that's awesome. So
So
it's
the
like
whole
a family
family's
thing.
coming, yeah, and it's awesome because they all come at the same time, and they're working out, they're having a great time. You know, you see all these different generations of them, and really they are having an awesome time.
So how do you think like we spread this kind of mentality community-wide and we make it so it is more of like a family event rather than just, I mean, because a lot of times it's just one person in a family that goes by themselves and works out and comes home, and you know, sometimes they get ridiculed for it, or
It's hard. It is hard. I think the fact that even one person in a family can make it in the gym, because we know that people are sacrificing their time, and I think some families just choose to make it that priority. That is the thing that the family does, and you know, the entire family is working out together. That's rare, and that's really special. There's, you know, couples that work out, girlfriends that work out, colleagues that work out. We have like insurance folks, hospital folks, and it's like they're not necessarily, you know, I don't think close friends at work, but they're close in the gym. And, you know, I think the more the merrier. It kind of keeps each person accountable and keeps it fun, too.
Completely.
Yeah.
I know when Jules would make me go and we'd get on the Versa, I was like, she can't beat me on the Versa. I have to go faster.
There you go.
Becomes a friendly competition.
Yeah, it really does.
Yeah.
And the other picture that just came up, I think it was the picture, right here.
Oh, yeah.
So that's some work we did with Pulama Lanai, and if you don't know Pulama Lanai, they're Larry Ellison's group, and they kind of run the island of Lanai. And so I think in that picture what we were doing was a boot camp program for their community, and then eventually we went back and we did an internship with some people there so that they can get the community in shape over there. And it's been awesome. It's been, well, first of all, Lanai is an amazing place. All the people there are so friendly, and it's so beautiful. It's just very isolated. And so if you've never been...
I've never been.
Okay, yeah, I mean, it's about 3,000 people.
3,000 residents and about 3,000 workers.
Yeah,
but
so they don't have as many resources. You know, I feel like Oahu, we're limited in resources, and if you go to that little island, it's
What are the sports programs like there?
Predominantly, they try to get started with their high school athletes. They're trying to, you know, roll it out younger and younger. But it is quite limited. They have a fairly old gym there with like antiquated equipment. So I think, you know, Pulama's initiative to bring the island to, I think, the sustainability concept where we're going to take care of ourselves, including our own wellness. You know, that's a big initiative for them, and it's very important, and they are putting their money where their mouth is, where fitness is a very big priority for them, and them trying to help themselves with this concept of training. And yeah, I think it's a slow process, and it's going to take a lot of work. It's going to take a lot of buy-in, but their plan is to get themselves there because they have, you know, the diabetes statistics. They have the sedentary kids. They have, you know, very active kids that want more, and they want to develop their athletes. Where their only competition is to take the ferry over to Maui at this point. You know, for all their high school games, to come to Oahu every once in a while. So they want to do more, you know, I think, in their own vicinity. And the training that we're hoping to develop for their own interns is to help their high school athletes and potentially even younger kids, as well as the adults and the entire community at large.
Wow.
It's pretty amazing. And they have, they don't have a dedicated indoor space, so you'll see the picture there, and it was a beautiful outdoor space. For some reason, the weather had cooperated the entire time, except that one picture where we were inside the gym. That's the high school gym.
beautiful gym.
It's a gorgeous gym.
Pack that gym, like for high school events, apparently like the bleachers roll out and it's just packed. It's like a whole town affair. So we were fortunate enough to go in there one night when the weather wasn't great outdoors. They finished up in there with their kids, and we did our community program that night. And they have amazing resources, and it's just, you know, a great environment. And, you know, it's interesting because compared to Oahu, they're not as distracted as us. They don't have the, you know, movies to go to, although they just renovated their movie theaters, but they don't do like all this crazy shopping and crazy, let's go get coffee and very, you know, sedentary things. It's a very captive audience. So if we can, you know, help them get that fitness bug, like they have the potential to be very saturated in that interest. Like,
and if you wanted to get involved, like how can other people get involved to help?
You know, at this point, they have their Facebook pages. They have a community website where they list, you know, all their initiatives.
Okay.
I think at this point, they're still kind of rolling out a lot of their programs, you know, everything from their tourism to their own sustainability, concepts of wellness, you know, all their education programs. I think it's very much a growth mode for this island, you know, as long as it's been around, they're just starting to grow now.
But hey, if you've got a whole bunch of fitness equipment you're trying to get rid of, I'm sure
they'll take
send it over. And,
yeah. Yeah.
Well, awesome. So then, because we're coming kind of to like the end of our time together, but I know it kind of went by fast. Kind of. Maybe we still got a little bit of time, but
okay.
So like health and fitness, what does that mean to you guys? Why is it so important today? I mean, I know it's really important to me, and I know reasons why, but everybody's idea and thoughts about it are different, and so I was just wondering, like, why is it important to you guys?
You know, when I first got into fitness, it wasn't. I didn't care about health. I was probably one of the most unhealthy people out there. All I know is that I didn't feel good. I was totally unhappy with the way that I looked, and when I looked in the mirror, I felt, you know, sad and mad sometimes, and I knew that I wanted to change something. And I think what it, you know, it might have developed after, you know, once I got in better shape. But I think that fit people are happier people for the most part. And I think that if you can spread that love about, you know, doing something good for yourself, you know, I think it'll make the world a better place. I think that people are more productive when they're in shape, and they call in sick to work less. They
that's what every employer wants, right?
They have a more positive attitude, and a lot of the things that apply to fitness apply to life. And so a lot of the lessons that you learn in the gym and maybe with a trainer, if you're working with a trainer, you know, you can take those same lessons and apply them to things in your life, and, you know, excel in both. And I think aside from just, you know, teaching people how to work out and teaching people fitness, I think that one of the things about our gym is that we try to, you know, let people know what our values are, what we stand for. And I think that's one of the attractive things about it, is people want to get behind some of those things, and they kind of adopt them into their own lifestyle. And we've seen a lot of really shy people come out of their shell, and I think that we've really made a difference in their life, and you know, what could be better than sharing that with others?
No, I completely agree. I think what you guys do is amazing. I'm so happy you guys got to come and speak with me today.
Thank you so much for
and I really enjoy talking with you guys and getting to spend time with you, and I promise I'll come and train more. Jesse asked me the other day, he's like, when are you coming back? And I was like, I'm gonna come eventually. I just have to find time, because I do. The first time, a couple times after I went, I really fell in love with fitness reins, because Chris just would randomly, Maile, grab more weight, Maile, do this, and I was like, wow, he knows I can do it. He's gonna push me, and he does that with everybody, and that's something really awesome.
When they're ready for it.
But you don't find that in very many people. You find trainers that are there to do the workout, not to look at you as a person and say, hey, this person's capable, they can do more, I'm going to challenge them today. And to see that, it shows that, like, you really care as a person, and I think that's awesome, and I really, like, admire that about you.
Yeah, awesome.
So, awesome.
We love having you.
Good. I'll come break more walls for you guys. That's going to be the end today, guys. I'm your host, Maile Scarpino, and I was here with Chris Rains and Pauline Chu today, owners and creators of Fitness Rains. Thanks again, guys, for coming.
Thank you.
Thanks so much.
Have a good one, guys. Bye.